Okay, this part of the video, I want to show you my mesenteric artery syndrome, superior mesenteric artery syndrome. It's right in the center here. And if you think about it, it's where your spiral band comes down from this side, comes down from this side. So it's like this diamond, I guess, sitting just above it. What I have is a complete binding of my fascia in here. I'll show you in a second. As I breathe, you can see it suck in right there. And when it does that, that's when it starts cramping down on my superior mesenteric artery. And I start getting, it feels like I have a second heartbeat here. And then it continues all the way down to the right of my belly button, oops, and down to here. And I can feel heartbeat down here also. So this whole line up here is what gets affected. So it's something to think about. If this causes gastroparesis, which is really just, you have the stomach, stomach goes this way, and then the duodenum is like a P-trap kind of in plumbing. Comes down and comes back up and then goes across to the start of the small intestine. And when it comes across, it goes underneath that mesenteric artery. So when that happens right there, that goes in. That's really compressing down on my duodenum, and it's also compressing down on the left lateral renal vein, which also drains ovaries, gonads. So, since I was 20, as long as I can remember, I've always had this left testicular pain. It just starts throbbing. I don't understand why. I always went to a chiropractor and got adjusted, and it seemed to kind of fix things sometimes. So, but I understand now that it was, when I stand up straight, the more, especially like in yoga, doing shoulders back and down, you do those kinds of motions and it just pulls in right there. It makes things so much worse. Like when I go into upward dog and do those kinds of stretching motions, that's when this just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. So that's how we're going to work with the gorgeous ball and start. In this case, we have too much collagen to where my fascia is really wrapped itself around that artery all the way down. This points where, depending how tight the fascia is, boom, it feels like the artery just like bulges out here or bulges out there. It kind of moves around all up and down my gut or my abdomen. How to finish this, I guess. So we'll do the gorgeous ball. So I have too much collagen. It's too sticky. All the fascia is just too sticky in here. So I need to hydrate it. And the way you hydrate it is to do the shear motion. Not too, I'd say not too, whatever. You do what's right. Sometimes it's less pressure, sometimes it's more pressure. Depends on, it's not like you just have fascia on the surface. You have fascia that goes all the way through to your back. It goes through your body and around your body and wraps in different patterns, and you can mess up those patterns, with stresses, injuries, and emotional traumas and all kinds of things like that. So we want to shear, which will break up bound fascia, but also causes your fasciocytes to produce hyaluronic acid, which is going to lubricate and allow fascial bonds to let go that don't need to be there. Start breaking up the fascia and then hydrating it. And you'll find, actually, you'd probably have a good six-pack under there, because if you've been dealing with gastroparesis, probably your gut's just been in spasm like all the time. I don't know, that's what mine was. So hope this helps.